Guys, my name is Neil. I'm working at Karya as a graphic designer, and I used to work as a graphic designer. Now I'm working as a web developer.
Hi all, good afternoon. This is Vedant here. So I'm also working in career as a front-end dev as of now. So I'm a BTech pursuing student from SRM University, fourth year.
Hey everyone, I'm Muazam. I am a classmate of my friend here. Vedant is my classmate. So that's how I came to know about Karya. Like he told me about it. I'm also a fourth year student, obviously, and I'm from Jammu and Kashmir. I stay in Srinagar. Currently, I'm at my home place only, and I'm working as a full stack developer.
Yeah. Hi everyone, this is Utkarsh, and I am a final year BTech student at Priority, And at Karya, I am working as a full stack developer, and currently I am working on the NAMI project.
Hi, I'm a third year student at Udila I am currently a front-end developer. Before I was front-end developer, now I'm doing Android development in Karya. So I'm Akash. I'm from Motilal. I'm a third year student at Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology. And I was working as a front-end developer before. Now I'm working on Android Flutter development in Karya.
Yeah. So my name is Sireesh. I'm studying in LNM IIT. I'm fourth year as well. I'm working as a full stack developer. I'm working on Chronos schemas and I've worked on Chronos Discord board.
Yeah, so my name is Tanishq and I'm in third year, 6th semester, BTech. I'm from MSIT and I'm working over at Karya as a full stack developer, and I've worked on a lot of projects till now.
So, I have this one question when everyone is saying they are a full stack developer. What, according to y'all, is full stack developing? I mean, of course, there's a very standard answer, but I want to just know from everyone, like, I hope there's one answer only because I think if you Google it, there'll be one answer. But according to you, what is full stack developing? What are you doing in full stack development?
According to me, if you can build the application by yourself with basic all the features and without anyone's help, full stack developer.
Okay.
You can do backend, front end, DevOps, everything.
There's another answer to that. That's gonna be very kind of we say simple that anyone who has a little bit of knowledge about like a vast majority of field of the development, but also open to learn new things. That can be a full stack developer because you never know what else you have to work for. So the software domain is not only restricted to front end and back end only. There's DevOps, there is other things, networking.
Huge. The range is
a lot of things. So, like calling yourself as a full stack developer, you should be aware that there are a lot of domains which you haven't explored yet. So you should be ready to do that. So if given opportunity, you should learn that. So that is the full stack.
Anyone else contributions?
Agreed to it.
Okay, agreed to it. That's a good contribution. Okay, so I think Utkarsh was the one that said that he's working on a project. What was the project that you said you were working on?
I'm working on the NAMI project. I have joined Karya recently, like this week. I have joined Karya, and so I was signed with the I was signed with the designing of this NAMI project. So on that I am working right now.
So can you tell us a little about the NAMI project?
On NAMI project is NAMI.
NAMI, sorry. I was saying NAMI for some reason.
No, it's NAMI. It's a client project actually. So they want their website, redesigning of their website. So I'm working on like redesigning of its website, and so currently I'm working on its designing part. And just
so now I have this other question. Like, what brought everyone into the what made you all think that? I'm not saying what brought you all into engineering, okay? Because I agree, some people were like parents ne force kiya hai. I'm saying what brought you all into the fact that you all want to actually learn programming. Like everyone, I think go in order. Because I mean, one answer is obviously going to be like, I want to build, I want to make something, I want to make something that stands out. That's the obvious answer. But I want something that, according to you, this is to know y'all. And one question is that one main question is this: what brought y'all to programming, and what have y'all like? And the second question is, what y'all learned from that. That's literally, yeah. That's what I want to know from this podcast.
For me, like after finishing my class 12, since I didn't have much like exposure towards programming domain itself. But after completion of my 12th, I went for the 1 year dropout for JEE preparation and everything. I did that and then finally got to college. And I decided to pursue computer science engineering. I went there and then I saw people that they are doing crazy stuff and I was not even aware of anything, like literally zero knowledge. And people were like building apps in the first year and then I was like pretty scared. So I started to learn like basic stuff and everything. And then COVID happened, the best thing. In the COVID, I actually sat down and I literally learned a lot of things regarding web and Android and other stuffs too. And that's how I actually get to know about the programming and stuff. Now, talking that, is this what I wanted? No, never. But am I enjoying it? Kind of say that, yeah, I am enjoying it currently. But let's say like life is a very big thing, so you can change your entire thing whenever you want. So as of now, I'm like going along with the programming stuff, but we'll see in the future what goes.
Story is pretty similar to Vedant's. I also finished my 12th, but I didn't take a dropout. I was looking for some college, and many of my people related, not related, but my father's colleagues' children used to were obviously elder than me, and they already were part of one or the other college. So SRM, that is how I landed in SRM basically. So again, there was no prior experience or prior knowledge, honestly, about computer science. I was okay with civil engineering as well, to be honest, because I never thought I'll get admission in the computer science branch, because I read on various websites, Quora and all. A better rank was expected, but that was completely fishy. All they care about is money. So yeah, that's how I got into CSE. Fortunately, I'd say, and like every other student, I wasted my first semester. Because it was a completely new place, new people, and all. But yeah, definitely, people around me were doing stuff, as Vedant said, because we were in the same class, so we might relate to that. So a lot of people are doing stuff. A lot of people are doing stuff, and a lot of people were not doing stuff. So you always had a choice to either learn things or either to do nothing, to be honest. But first semester, no, it didn't hit me actually. But then I went back to my place in the first semester's break, and that's when I started to learn anything. I mean, just something related to what programming is and what I'm actually going to do. That's where it began. And then how I started web development is really funny. Like whenever I think of it was because of one of my friends. Like I wanted to go in a systematic manner. I was learning C programming, and then I had a basic plan in my mind, C++, and then so on. But one of my friends was doing a little bit web development. Like he was learning it, and I found that quite intriguing, because you know, C programming, okay, good, but when you visually develop stuff, it's clearly much better to see that, right?
Completely.
So that's how I started web development, and there has been no going back. I've never looked back to did I make the right choice or not. I just went with the flow. But yeah, obviously with every passing year, you understand how vast this field is and how much you have to be prepared to change your the tech stack and also. Yeah, that's how I landed into this thing.
Yeah. I have one question before we move forward. Both of you are saying that first year may, you'll know, so many people are making projects, right? I have a feeling, that's just a feeling, okay? Like in the first year, we are not very, mentally mature. Like we are very scared, like, so much, we're like, there's so much. I think if you do a project in the first year, it's good. It could be good and bad. Okay. Hear me out. It's good because, you're building your resume. You may like it. But the thing is, you may like it. If you do not like it, your entire 4 years are waste. See, it's a very it's a good test. Because if I make a project, suppose I say I make a Python project and I do it by myself, but after that I realize that मेरे को Python पसंद ही नहीं है. I don't like Python. Let's give you an example, okay? And in the next 3 years, I'm going to be probably learning backend. I'm going to be learning this, or let's say I learn front end, but I don't want to do anything in coding. Like that kind of thing happens. In the first year only, you get that scare. Or it can obviously go this way that I started at first year and I'm like, wow, I made something, I love this, and I continue, and the growth is just insane. I completely, but I just want to know your point of view also on this.
The major part is that you'll develop something which you like. As simple as that. So
Yeah.
whatever you see, and if you're like inspired by that, you're gonna build it. So if I tell you honestly, what my inspiration was, I started front end development because I wanted to clone Apple India website. And while my learning process, I did that successfully. So that made me happy that okay, I've learned something in terms of a lot of things, and actually it's coming out to be pretty nice and everything. So that's how things goes. Similar to not only restricted to the front end developer, basically just now I've also like kind of promoted as full stack developer in Cardio also. I joined as the front end development developer, but my internship extended, and now I'm a full stack developer. So I also like explored backend and everything. I didn't get that much kind of what do I say uh, enjoyment doing backend, because once you get used to the visual stuff, you can't go back to that just looking at the terminal, all the outputs and everything. No, that is very boring. So yeah, for me the front end things which I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos back then on front end. So there were some great people who contributes to the developer community. So there are projects that inspires me a lot, that okay, how this is done. So one of them was a clever programmer. That's how I learned React JS, because I used to watch their videos. They were building some cool stuff. Now that doesn't seem very cool because it was very easy, but at that point of time, like it was something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think project, but something that inspired you, something that you feel is good. That's how you get started. If you want to literally like go forward and not be like demotivated, doing something which you really think that okay, which you really doubted for the first place, I don't think. I think that's worth it.
Okay. Any input, Muazam?
No, I mean, yeah, uh, it's the same thing, to be honest. You explore things. Basically, first year is all about exploring, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't enjoy doing what I was doing, I would have definitely changed my stream or anything. But at some point, I felt like it's probably too late. There are phases when I used to feel like maybe it's too late to learn something else now, because I've already spent a lot of time and energy into this field. But then I was like, is it actually worth doing something else? If I'm really confident that I can land a job with this particular technologies that I know, then it's okay, it's cool. Because some people used to tell me that, yeah, you don't have to limit yourself here. I was not limiting myself, but I was just uh, possibly learning as much as I can in that particular field, which should be sufficient to like actually that should sustain a good land, a good job, and also it's
You
fine.
don't have to justify yourself. It's fine. We trust that you
No, no,
studied.
I'm not justifying. I'm just saying it depends on person to person. You can either enjoy it, or you can probably regret doing something. But yeah, it's completely up to the person.
Okay, sorry, we got drifted from the original question. Utkarsh, let's continue. What actually brought you all into programming? Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in 11th or 12th, I was most focused on like JE and like IIT Dream. So that's why I was most focused. And even computer science was not my subject at 11th, 12th, and I don't have any slight idea of what is programming and everything. So even I was thinking of taking electrical branch because I like physics and math. So I was thinking I will take electrical branch if I got chance. So, but well, I got computer science in triple ITU, and so I started and first year I didn't like computer science, like I don't like programming, but after some time I started liking computer science, like programming and all this stuff. So that's how my programming and computer science journey started. So at first I learned about some basic programming language like C, C++, and then I started learning web development. And I really like doing things on web. So that field I explored most, and I really like that field. So after that, I also got interested in open source. So I'm also last summer I am also I had also contributed to open source via GSOC, and contributed to Postgres organization. And so now I like computer science very much, and that's uh,
Okay, so it all started during school days. School days in some students will be like, they make a project, and then they'll be like the icon, then everyone will be going and asking, hey, Keshav is here. Hey, how did you do it? I actually wanted that kind of feeling. People want to ask me now. So we couldn't do a project, but we made a prototype instead.
Okay.
It was just like if you click that, it will go here. If you click that, it will go there. It was not a project. It was not developed.
I understand.
It's like a prototype. So and we applied for a hackathon also, and we won also.
Wow.
That's
Good job.
that's the
Good job.
funny part. So
Good job.
that's the funny part. So it's like the competition what strives us. Like, okay, he's doing this, so I should do better than him.
That's how
It's
we
like
all cleared
it's not.
JEE,
I'm
no?
not telling it's jealousy. I'm not saying it's jealousy. It's a healthy
Of course.
competition.
Of
Okay,
course.
if he's doing this, I must be better than him, right? So something like that. So that's what strives us. And if you have to like it also. If you don't like it, then you can't do it.
Hmm.
And money also, big money revolves around this market.
Of
So
course. Of course. Okay. Sireesh?
Yeah. So it's like the same story. Like I didn't like programming too when I was in first year. I used to skip classes and everything. Let's say after COVID, when I went to home, like I watched this YouTuber. You guys should check him out once. Like his name was Devon Crawford, I guess. Yeah, he used to build stuff when he was in universities. Like when I was in 2.1, like he used to explain all these API and backend and microservices, Nginx. It was like
Wow.
overwhelming. So
Wow.
I mean, like he was actually in the same year, I guess, too, when he made those videos. So, like, I wanted to know all this stuff and where it gets to me and everything. So I started with web development and I started making small websites and I went to switch topics and switched frameworks, went to Next.js, React.js. Now I'm in Python building bots and everything. Now I'm
Wow.
integrating bots to React.js and creating all the applications. So it's like
Wow.
going and but the con of this process is like I have never touched like hard coding. Like I'm not a problem solver right now when
Okay.
compared to my friends. Yeah, so that was a drawback of all these things when you learn other things. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I guess the what uh, in 11th when I was school in 11th, we had this C++ subject, and I really liked that subject a lot, and it started my love for computer science in general. I also had a couple of great friends who were also like good at C++. They had been doing it for some time before, and they used to tell me what all other things I could do. A friend told me about how he automated something for some sale, and it seemed like such a vast world, and I was so interested in it. At the same time, while preparing for JEE and for figuring out which college branch I wanted, I just thought that this is the thing I could do, the easiest thing and the best thing I could have done, because it just came easily to me. It was a better choice than other subjects like civil, mechanical, electrical. They just did not interest me at all. So that's why I decided to go with CSC branch. And as for how I started web development, I spent my first year exploring a lot of fields like Android and Flutter, web development, ML, and all that thing. It just felt like I received the most satisfaction from web development.
it just the easiest, the shortest duration between what you enter and what you receive. So yeah, it just I knew right then that I wanted to go deeper into this because
idea. In one line, we'll have to explain how it is to work with another team. You're like, for example, a design team. It has to be rapid fire, okay? It has to be rapid fire because we have like 3 minutes left, okay?
What team exactly we're referring to? So as a front-end dev, how you're working with a back-end or the UI developer?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you were a UI developer once and now you're a web developer, so you know the exact pain that a developer and a user UI designer goes, okay? I'm also UI designer, like I do basic UI designing and everything. So the very frustrating thing is what working with a UI designer is when they don't give you the responsive design of a template. Okay.
Correct.
One thing. As a front-end development, the issue with the backend guy is when they don't give the proper API responses.
Okay.
So these are the two reasons with two other domains, which actually kind of creates a drift. If these processes are being taken care of, then I think the team will go very smooth.
Okay. Okay. Anyone contributing?
Adding on to that, one more problem is continuous design changes. That kind of frustrates the developers because, and similarly, unplanned responses of the data. Like there is a proper way of sending a response from your API. Some teams don't follow that, which really frustrates you. I think that's one more thing that I
Agreed.
And also, Neil, the front-end dev is the most like suffering guy in the development phase. Yeah.
I feel
So,
that pain, man.
they gets bullied by the other people in the team if they do so.
And okay, one last question, okay, to everyone. What role do developers play in every industry? If you have to summarize in one word, I want everyone to go, but just one word. Just what role do developers?
They create the company.
They create the company. Okay. Vedant said they create the company.
backbone. I don't.
Okay.
I would say Batman.
Batman. Okay.
I mean, like he fights in the shadows. We do the same too.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Neil,
Thank you.
Yeah, like they are the pillar of the company. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. This was a blast. I hope we can have multiple meetings like this.